Can you spot the difference in this scene?
Is it everything you hoped for?
Jury's still out. Man, can't deny that view.
The dialogue, the clothes, the music, and even the reviews. They're all identical, but there is something different happening here. Take it away, Goose. Thanks, Goose. Despite being nearly identical to the game, HBO has actually made The Last of Us more popular than the games ever did. But if adapting a video game means that 90% of the work is already done and it's a huge success, then why would television continue to adapt books, comics, or even Peppa Pig? I'm sorry, Peppa, but the future of television is video games, and I want to show you why. But before I do, we gotta address the elephant in the room. And no, I'm not talking about this guy. I'm talking about these. For me, thanks. 2 Goose. Well, that's nice. What's this say? The following contains top secret proof that video games are the future of television, but before we continue, we ask you put some pants on. I'm wearing pants. Obviously wearing pants. It's not obvious, so just ask your stupid one-word question and we'll do a seamless transition. How is the wrong question, because we should actually care about why. And to show why, we need to talk about this guy.
Who?
Neil Druckmann, the creative mind behind The Last of Us game and show. That's who. But who is just how rearranged. Like I said, we care about why. Take it away, Neil.
The story already had this kind of the game had this episodic structure to it, so it lended itself to being broken down into individual episodes.
That's the secret, and he's not wrong. Check this out, Breaking Bad. It's amazing.
God right.
But it needed a vision, a script, a soundtrack, style, you get the point. And this tracks for all of these shows. In fact, this is one of my favorite shows, and can you guess which project that the writer picked to do next? Yeah. You guessed it, Nostradamus. This one. Developing television takes a lot of time, effort, and money because going from an idea to something like this is insanely difficult. And yeah, that's coming from a guy who takes 10 years to put out a 10-minute YouTube video, but we're not talking about that. If you do it right, you get a huge return. And if you do it wrong, well, you don't. Yeah, it was so good, and then it wasn't. But adapting video games is completely different because everything's basically done. Look, The Last of Us, sound's done, style's already done, concept art already done, direction's done, the characters are figured out what they look like. 90% of what television needs is already done. But it's not the only one, because for every game with an amazing story, you have the same exact thing. So, instead of doing all of this to create a successful TV show, technically all they really need is to pick a game people already love, and the work's kind of done for them. Look, don't take my word for it. Take out Neil Druckmann's well thought out thoughts about this.
Anytime you try to do something great, it's hard work.
An axe for a hand. It's genius. Oh, you guys are back. I really thought that clip would have been longer. Well, look, hey, don't mind me, all right? I'm just reading this bare bones comic book that we all know Marvel's gonna turn into the next $1 million TV show and/or movie. But I'm not done, so continue on, Neil.
I also think that's why fans are so protective of these characters, because they've been those characters.
Yeah, he's talking about you, the audience. Here, have a look at yourself. First off, you're beautiful, you're important, and yeah, it's mildly uncomfortable to see what we actually look like watching YouTube. Nobody wants to see that. Put your shirt back on, you sicko. But regardless, you are valued and not just some number used to make billion-dollar decisions from. You are literally just some number we use to make billion-dollar decisions from. Now, I know you think you are important and are about to prove it with some joke you think is hilarious, but rest assured, we've already paid the editor to cut it. That's crazy. Speaking of crazy. Now that you're done laughing, let's get back to the real reason television needs video games right now. People love video games, which is exactly what the numbers tell us. Editor, throw some numbers up there that demonstrate my point effectively. Perfect, but that's not all these numbers can tell us, right, Toon Goose? That's right, Goose. Since most games are played on a device with internet connectivity, we can actually see how many people play a certain video game. But that's not all. We can see how long they play, how often they come back, and which parts of the video game players enjoyed most or least. It's kind of like a cheat code. Okay, hold on. Let's get a quick recap as to why video games are the future of television. Well, it's simple, really. Number one, games are less work to adapt to television. Number two, games have lots of data to see what players like or don't like. And number three can only be explained after this sick drop. Wait, what? Well, don't leave us hanging, Toon Goose. Keep going. Making great television is a win for everyone. Fans get to see their favorite games brought to life, audiences who don't play games get to see what everybody else loved about them, and TV executives get more content and publicity for their streaming services. But most importantly, the video games themselves get an explosion of new sales. Literally everybody wins. It's almost too good to be true. You'd have to be a frickin' dingus to mess up a game's adaptation. Oh my god, I think I broke my arm. Yeah, definitely broke. I don't understand how I, a cartoon, have hurt myself, but I'm in a lot of pain. Except, oh my god, do you not watch these? TV executives don't really care about video games. They have their own ideas, and they stink, just like these pants. Audible gasp. These guys, they just want easy money, which unfortunately gives us these. Wait, so does that mean that we'll never get a political sci-fi Mass Effect show? Pretty much. What about a spaghetti western following Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption? No. But wait, what about, no, are you not getting this? No, it's not happening. Well, there's gotta be some hope. What?
The simple answer is just a true understanding of the material and a love for it. That's essential. Anything else is sort of calculated and cynical and probably won't work.
Maybe I'm wrong. Video games can't be the key to television's future because guess what? It's already happening as we speak. Look, check this out. Cyberpunk 2077 had one of the worst video game launches in history, yet its anime adaptation is not only beloved, it brought the game back from the dead. Oh, and then there's all of this. Okay, but what about those weird TV executives who just want a quick buck and don't really care about the game whatsoever? Well, the only way to beat those rascals is to show them that there's more money if you put in the work. In fact, one of the ways to guarantee a successful video game adaptation is to include the people responsible for the game's creative vision.
Make sure that you're doing the adaptation with the creator of the game.
Shocker, I know. The Last of Us' writer, Neil Druckmann, Fallout's creative director, Todd Howard, Mass Effect's lead writer, Drew Karpyshyn. Sorry, Drew, I can't imagine I nailed that. See, because the future of television is video games. They're easier to make, have a built-in audience with data to back it, and can make boatloads of money. But, wait, I have one more thing to say. Well, you can say it after the drop, because you guys gotta know that the very same video games that could be turned into hugely successful television shows are about to change forever. You see, companies like OpenAI have developed new, powerful AI technology that shrinks the size of your favorite video games while also making them infinitely long. So you're gonna wanna click here to see exactly how they do that. Hit 'em, Toon Goose.